Good morning, guys. Okay, so just give me 1 second. Right, so today would be the last class of arrays, as I told you yesterday. We have finished one-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional, regular, jagged. We have written code for each of it, yes? However, now, basically I want to start today's class by speaking about what are the disadvantages of an array, okay? And yesterday I told you, arrays have primarily 3 disadvantages. What do you mean, sir, you may ask? Watch it. First of all, assume I will go and create one array like this, okay? I will create an array like this. Now everybody knows this is a one-dimensional array of integers. Memory-wise it will look like that. That is the default values, this is the referencing, okay? Fine. Now please try to understand. Assume in the next line I will tell a of 0 equal to 10. 100% in the 0th index I can store 10, no issues. Then I will tell a of 1 equal to 20. 100% in the first index I can store 20. Now what I will do is, I will tell a of 2 equal to 99.9. Now those who are focusing tell me, what changed? Type of the data changed, yes? Because 10 and 20 are integers. But what is 99.9? Float or double? Automatically a real number is double. When will it be float? F, if you put F. Yes? So most certainly this is double. Now the question is, can I store double? 100% this is not allowed. You will get an error. Reason is, that is the first disadvantage of an array. While creating the array only you told, what are you going to store? Integers. Once you tell int, that's it. It is fixed. It won't allow float, double, string, boolean, none of it. Hope you understand. It will only and only allow integers. And that is why they say arrays can only store data of the same type or homogeneous data. Or one more way to say it is, arrays can store only homogeneous data or arrays cannot store heterogeneous data. So for example, you want to store one int, one float, one double, one char, one boolean, one string. This is your expectation. You can't use arrays because arrays can only store homogeneous data. Understood? Sir, so if I want to store heterogeneous data, what should I do, sir? I will tell you, but most certainly please understand, arrays can store only homogeneous. Clear? Yes, sir. This also clearly we understood. Next what? Now, I just want to type this out and show you so that you believe that 100% this is the case, okay? So please observe this. Quickly, I'll just go here and create my array. So I'm creating a one-dimensional integer array A, which is going to store 5 integers. Next line I will tell a of 0 and I will be storing 10. Next, in the first index, I will be storing 20. Next, in the second index, I will try to store 99.9. Clear? Now what I will do is, if I just go to my command prompt, compile this code, and if I just press enter, immediately you can see error. Incompatible. Why incompatible? Because you only logically think 99.9 is a double. What is the size of double in Java? 8 bytes. You are creating an array of integers, which means each of those cells is of size 4 bytes. Can you store 8 bytes of data inside 4 bytes? Incompatible. Understood? Okay, sir. Make it as float and show, sir. I will make it as F. Now if I go compile, friends, same error. Yes or no? Okay, sir. Can you please try to store one string and show us? Maybe I will tell tap like this. If I go compile, same error. Sir, try to store one boolean, sir. I'll go here, make this as false. If I go here, compile it, same error. Clear? But something interesting happens. Watch this. What if I go here and say A? Can I store yes or no according to you? Why do you say yes? Because you know every character has one integer value associated with it. And what is that integer value called as? ASCII value. What is the ASCII value of capital A? 65. So what gets stored here is not A. What will get stored is 65. That is an integer only. And if you want proof, I'll just go to the next line and tell system.out.println, and here I will just try to print A of 2. If I do this, and if in case I compile it, no errors, if I execute it, one can clearly notice this. I have got the answer as 65. Okay? Fine, sir. This also we have understood. And one more way to look at it is, size of a character in Java is 2 bytes. This is 4 bytes. Obviously, I can store 2 bytes inside 4 bytes. Clear till here? Okay. Sir, first disadvantage we understood. You told there are totally 3 disadvantages. What is the next 2, you may ask? Observe. Now see what I will do. In A of 2, I will store 30. 30 is an integer I can store. In A of 3, I will store 40. 40 is an integer I can store. In A of 4, I will be storing 50. 100% 50 is an integer I can store. Yes? Now what I will do is, I will tell A of 5 equal to 60. Now tell me, what is the last index? 4. Now I am trying to store data in an index called as 5, which does not exist. Which does not exist. Correct? Now if you think, automatically the size of this array is going to grow. And here that 60 will come and get stored. My friend, you are absolutely wrong. This cannot happen. Because that is the second disadvantage of an array. Size of an array is fixed. It can neither grow nor can it shrink. It can't increase, it can't decrease. While creating only you told 5, that's it. How people understand? And this is 100% a disadvantage, and that is what I am also showing you. Arrays cannot grow or shrink in size. Because please understand, as a programmer, only sometimes you will know exactly how much data is there. Most of the times, data keeps fluctuating or changing. Yes or no? Some days 10 may come, some days 20 may come, some days 30 may come. For example, I'll give you a simple example. There is one restaurant right here, right, in this building. Now let us assume that person created a point of sale system. It's called POS, where you put your card, etc. That scanner comes, you will scan and make your payment. Those are called as point of sale systems. Okay. There, let us assume, to store the phone number of the customer, they have created one array. Of course, you can't store phone number in integers because it is 10 digits. So maybe he would have made the array as long. Long can easily store 10 digits or more. Now let us assume, first day he opened this restaurant. He feels like, today restaurant has opened, 100 people will come. Okay? And he creates an array of size 100. But unfortunately that day, only 10 customers come. How many customers? 10 customers. Now please tell me, how much is the size he has allocated? 100. How much is used? 10. How much is wasted? 90. Over allocation. Next day he feels, no, I was too ambitious. I thought 100 people will come. 10 came yesterday. What today? Maximum 20 may come. He will create an array of size 20. That day 100 people will come. Now can he store phone numbers? No. Why? Under allocation. Yes? So please understand, size being fixed is a bad thing, because sometimes we don't know the exact size of data we are going to receive. It may increase, it may decrease. Okay? So you must only use arrays when the size of the data you are working with is already fixed. Otherwise you can't. Am I clear? So size of an array can't increase also, decrease also, grow also, shrink also. Clear? Okay, sir. Can you prove this to us, sir? You may say. 100% I can. Just observe this. I'll go here and now I'll just remove this line. Make this as 30 itself. I'll duplicate this. A of 3, I will store 40. Next, A of 4, I will store 50. Size 5 means index goes from 0 to 4. Correct? Now, I will tell A of 5 equal to 60. Clear? Now, many of you will expect that the moment I compile it, some form of error should come. This may be your expectation. Correct? But if I compile, did any error come? Nothing. But see, very interestingly, when I execute this, during execution, suddenly some problem happens. And what is the name? It's not saying error. What is it saying? Exception. It's not saying error, exception. And if you read this correctly, let me just bring it here so that you are able to read it correctly. And also let me reduce this size a little so that you are able to correctly read it. See what it's telling? Exception in thread main. What is a thread in multi-threading you will learn. Ignore it for now. But what it is telling is array index out of bounds exception. Bounds means boundary. What is the boundary of the array? 0 to 4. It's telling programmer you are accessing an index which is outside the boundary. Array index out of bounds exception. Clear? And it is also telling index 5 is out of bounds for length 5. That I think you are not able to read that. Let me just show you. See, what it is telling is that this particular index 5 is out of bounds for length 5. If length is 5, what is the last index? 4. So obviously 5 is out of bounds. Yes or no? Now some of you will be thinking, sir, what is this exception, sir? First time we are hearing. See, in Java, there are two types of mistakes which can happen. One happens when you compile, which you call as errors. One more happens during execution. It happens during execution. The mistakes which happen during execution is what we call as exceptions. Am I clear? Now, this is not a topic which in 2 minutes I should teach or you should understand. Is why in TAP Academy 5 lectures are dedicated purely towards a concept called as exception handling, without which you can't code in Java, because exceptions will keep happening. Okay? We will learn about it in depth, don't worry at all. But for now, just understand this much, that if you try to access an index out of the boundary of an array, compilation error doesn't happen. What happens is an exception. Which exception? Array index out of bounds exception. Clear till here? Okay, sir. Next disadvantage is also clear to us. Size of an array can neither grow nor shrink. Okay, fine. What about the third disadvantage? Now listen. Now this is our RAM. Now everybody knows, if a Java program is executing, it is inside the RAM. In the RAM I have JRE, Java Runtime Environment, divided into 4 parts: stack, heap, code, static, all that. Point is, arrays are objects. Objects means it is created inside the heap. Heap is inside JRE. JRE is inside RAM, which means array is created inside your RAM only, ultimately. Correct? Now listen to me carefully. What is a RAM? RAM is nothing but a collection of bytes. Long back I have explained it. Correct or not? Now listen to me carefully. Assume you go and create an array like that. A one-dimensional array of integers, size is 5. Now basically try to understand. When you say create an array of size 5 and you tell integers, please try to understand. Java understands that it has to store 5 integers. Every integer size is 4 bytes. 5 into 4, how many bytes? 20 bytes. Correct or not? So now inside the RAM, it has to allocate 20 bytes of memory for you to store integers. But here, arrays have one expectation. Arrays has an expectation. The expectation is telling, programmer, I will allocate memory inside the RAM, but I have one rule. My rule is that 20 bytes of memory should be available in one straight line like this. It should be available in one straight line, one next to the other. I hope you able to understand. Allocating memory one next to the other sequentially, continuously. In programming there is a word. It is called as contiguous memory. What is it called as? Contiguous memory. You would have heard this word somewhere. Yes or no? Now, what do you mean by contiguous memory? Memory which is allocated one next to the other, sequentially or continuously. Clear? Now you may ask, sir, how is this a disadvantage? Friends, 100% this is a disadvantage, because think, you have 4 GB RAM. G stands for giga. I told you 10 raised to the power 9, which is nothing but 100 crores. So 4 GB RAM means 400 crore bytes. Correct? In 400 crore bytes, finding 20 bytes in one straight line, no problem. It will be available somewhere. But imagine size becomes 500. Now you must find 500 into 4. How much is that? 2000 bytes in a straight line. Imagine size becomes 5000. Size becomes 5 lakhs. Size becomes 50 lakhs. Now tell me, is it practical if size, let us assume, is 1 lakh? You need 4 lakh bytes. 1 lakh into 4. Yes or no? Now please try to understand, if the size of array is 1 lakh, 4 lakh bytes, can you find it in one straight line? Do you think you will find it? It is highly impractical, because please understand, this is the RAM. In RAM, bytes are there. But what people should understand is, RAM is a shared memory. RAM is a shared memory. Not only Java, other programs also using. So what will happen is, one program will be using these bytes, one more program will be using these bytes, somebody will be using this, somebody will be using this, somebody will be using this. So let us assume there are 20 bytes available, but 20 bytes is not in one straight line, it is spread across like this. One is available there, one is here, one is here, one is here, one is here. You have memory, but it is not contiguous, it is dispersed. This is only called as dispersed memory. Am I clear? Now the biggest disadvantage of an array is, even if memory is there, array will not be able to use it. Even if memory is there, it can't use, only because it is not in a straight line or contiguous. Am I clear? That is why the third disadvantage of an array is that arrays can only use contiguous memory allocation. Arrays cannot use dispersed memory location. Clear? So, sir, what to do, sir? If arrays can't use it, is there any other way for me to use this dispersed memory, sir? Yes. Example, you can take this memory, link it to this. Take this, link it to this to this, this to this, link it and use. That is only called as a linked list. Have you heard this word, linked list? Array is a data structure. Linked list is also a data structure. Data structure is not some hi-fi thing. Data structure is a structure in which you are storing data. One fellow tells, boss, my structure should be contiguous. One more fellow tells, my structure can be dispersed. One more fellow will tell, who comes in first only can go out last. One fellow tells, who comes in last can only go first. One fellow tells, who comes last will only go last. Fellow who came first will only go first. Stack, queue, array, linked list. Haven't you heard all this? These are basically nothing but data structures. In fact, what you call as a stack and a queue is nothing but an array with some conditions. An array with some conditions is only a stack and a queue. How we will understand? First in, last out. Last in, first out. Create conditions such that the first data you put in your array only should come out last. Array becomes a stack. Understood? Put conditions in such a way that the fellow who came first is the fellow who goes out first. Fellow who came last is the fellow who goes out last. Now it becomes a queue. Because in real life, what is a queue? Fellow who came first in the queue only will go first out of the queue. Fellow who came last in the queue only will go last out of the queue. I hope you are able to understand. Basically, the base is nothing but arrays. Am I clear till here, friends? All this I have already taught in the DSA videos in the LMS. Today also if you go, just open DSA in LMS, go to stack, go to queue, end to end you will understand the way you understood this. It is not difficult. How you will understand? Point is, will you go and watch it? Linked list is also there, everything is there. Okay? Okay sir, this much also we understood. Which means, please tell me, if you have really understood, what are the 3 disadvantages of an array? What are the first disadvantages? What are the first disadvantages? Arrays can only store homogeneous data, data of same type. Or one more way you can say is arrays cannot store heterogeneous data. Your wish. Second, size is fixed, neither grows nor shrinks. Correct? Or one more way to say is size of an array is static in nature. Static means it is constant. Dynamic means changeable. Am I clear? What is the last and final disadvantage? Arrays require contiguous memory allocation. Cannot make use of dispersed memory allocation. I hope you have learned. Okay. Now, please listen to me. Some of you will be like, sir, in my program, I want to store heterogeneous data. In my program, size should automatically increase and decrease. Yes? What to do? Arrays is not helping me, sir. That is why every programmer studying Java should learn one more concept called as collections framework. Called as collections framework. In collections, you will learn array list. If you learn array list, all the problems of arrays, array list has solved. I will understand. You can store heterogeneous data. One int, one float, one double, char, boolean, string, any mix, match, store. It will allow. Size is not fixed. As you add data, size will increase. As you remove data, size will decrease. I hope you will understand. If you learn collections, you will learn some 6 to 7 built-in classes. Array list, linked list, hash map, DQ, linked hash map, tree map. You learn all these different words. Using that, you will see how to store data efficiently, retrieve data, and it will overcome all disadvantages of an array. Clear? Okay. Okay, sir. We understood this also. So that's it, sir. This is pretty much arrays, what we had to know. Yes, this is 95% of the base. More than this, there is nothing to know. Now it is only about coding. Clear? But before that, try to understand. What I want to now do is solve some commonly asked interview questions. Very, very simple questions these are. Try to observe this. First of all, there is something called as array declaration. What do you mean by declaration, sir? This is only called as a declaration. Please look at this and tell me, have I created an array or have I just created a reference? What have I created? Reference. How do you say this is not an array? New int, you have not told, which means you have not created object. So array is not there. You have just created a reference. Now, in the next line, I can create object. Creating object is only called as instantiation. What is instantiation? Creating object. Object is also called as instance. Creation of instance, instantiation. Am I clear? See what I will do. Now, I can write like this. Now I will tell new int of 5 and now I will give it to this reference called as a. Again I don't have to tell int bracket because I have already declared. I have already declared. How do you understand? See, what do you mean by declaration? People think it's some hi-fi word. Declaration means what? You are telling Java, declaring to Java that Java, listen, anywhere in my program, if you see A, what is A? and one-dimensional array of integers. You are declaring, that's all. So when Java sees A, it will not get confused because you have told what is A? One-dimensional array of integers. What we have been doing in classes, we have been combining declaration and instantiation into a single line. We have been combining it. But you can always split it into two lines. Am I clear? Now listen to me carefully. One of these common MCQ questions which I have seen people ask is, they will ask, how is it, what are the valid and invalid declarations of an array? In other words, they will ask you, this bracket, is this the only place you can put this bracket, or are there other places also you can put this bracket? They will ask you. Understood? And yes, there are different ways. For that, I'll just give you one simple way so that you will never forget. Watch this. If you keep this in mind, you will never even make one mistake. See, this is int. This is int. This is the name of the array, A. Now see, here there is a space, here there is a space, here there is a space, here there is a space. And I will just go here and put one semicolon. Now try to understand, where have we been putting brackets? After int, which means 100% this is a valid location. Okay sir, can I put it before A sir? Yes. Can I put it after A sir? Yes. Sir, can I put it before this particular int? Before int can I put sir? No. The answer is no. Just keep this in mind and now observe this carefully. Tell me, is this valid? Yes, 100% this is valid. Everybody knows. Now tell me, do you think this is valid? Yes, after A also you can put valid. One more way to check whether it is valid is to read. See how to read, okay? Always start with the variable's name. Go till the semicolon. Once you hit the semicolon, take a U-turn and read. See, if you didn't understand, A is a one-dimensional array of integers. Similarly, read. A is a one-dimensional, you hit semicolon, take U-turn. A is a one-dimensional array of integers. Make sense? Tell me, is this valid or invalid? Valid. 100% before A also you can put, please read it. A is a one-dimensional array of integers. This is also valid. Clear? If you understood, tell me, valid or invalid? 100% invalid, because a single bracket also should not come before it. And you only read, A is int array. Makes no sense. I hope you will understand. Next. Now it is two-dimensional arrays. Of course, this is valid. This is how we have been writing, because A is a two-dimensional array of integers. Okay. Tell me, valid or invalid? 100% valid. Am I clear? Okay, sir. Great. What about this one? Tell me, valid or invalid? Valid. You can put it before A also. And see, read, A is a two-dimensional array of integers. Correct. Next, tell me, valid or invalid? 100% invalid. One bracket also can't come here. Now I'll show you something interesting. Tell me, valid or invalid? Now some are saying valid, some are saying invalid. Please understand, what is the dimensionality? 2 dimensions. How many brackets should be there? 2 pairs of bracket. One pair of bracket is after A, valid location. One pair of bracket is after int, valid location. Understood? Nobody told you have to write it together. Yes? But if you are a human being, you will not write like this. Please understand. Okay? You should always write like this. This or maximum this. But the preferred style is always this. Am I clear? But are these allowed by Java? Yes. Many things are allowed. Doesn't mean you use it that way. Clear? 100% this also is valid. Clear? If that is true, tell me, valid or invalid? 100% valid. Tell me, valid or invalid? Even if one bracket comes that side, invalid. Clear till here? I think everybody got the picture. Valid or invalid? Most certainly invalid. Okay. Now, let's quickly look at three-dimensional, okay? Valid? Sir, yes. This is how we have been writing code. Tell me, valid or invalid? Valid. Very good. Next, what about this fellow? Valid. What about this? Valid. It may look invalid, but it is 100% valid. After A is allowed, after int is also allowed. Next, valid or invalid? Yes, most certainly it is valid. Okay. What about this fellow? This is also certainly valid. I think you have got the flow. Valid or invalid? Valid. Very good. Next, what about this? One bracket also should not come before int. So if you just keep this one thing in mind, you will not get confused. Okay? Okay, sir. Great. So this is one thing I think everybody has understood. Next small interview questions that they ask is, watch it. Assume, I'll just go here now, open my editor. In my editor, what I would like to do is, see friends, I don't know whether you have thought about it this way. Of course, this A of I equal to 60, I'll remove this. Now listen, basically you have created your array. After creating an array, you have given values to your arrays. Giving values to your array is called as initialization. What is it called as? Initialization. Yes? Now if you observe carefully, creation is in one line. Initialization is in a separate line. Let us assume you want to do both creation and initialization in a single line. In one line you should create an integer array of size 5 and give 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. There is a way. How to do it, sir, if you ask me? I'll remove all this. I'll remove this RHS. Now see how I will combine both. All you need to do is first put flower brackets. Am I clear? Inside the flower brackets, if it is a one-dimensional array, don't have to say type, don't have to say size, nothing. Directly pass data. Directly pass data. And what is our data? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Java will automatically go count how much data is there. Based on that, it will create an array of size 5. Store integers. That's it. Because Java knows all of these are integers. Clear? If all this was float, it would have created float. If it was boolean, it would have created boolean. Clear? Now, sir, I want proof, sir. Print it and show, sir, you may ask. Okay. So, to print the array, I will always make use of a for loop. That is how it is the most efficient way of printing. So, I'll just go here, create one fellow called as I, and I will tell, okay, listen, I should start from 0. I less than, tell me what should I tell? A dot length. Very good. That is how in general you tell. I will tell I plus plus. Inside this system dot out dot print I will tell, because I want it in the same line. And here I will just tell A of I, and to this I will attach one space so that it comes in one line. Am I clear? Now if in case I just do this, if I go here, compile this code, no issues. If I execute this code, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That's it. Creation and initialization has happened in a single line. Clear? However, confusion always starts for a student when this same concept is now applied on two-dimensional, three-dimensional. Now watch it. Again, once more I am showing you. Right now I have created a one-dimensional array. How I have created this is, first I put flower brackets. Inside flower brackets I went directly told my data, and obviously every array should have a reference. That reference is nothing but A. Now watch it carefully. Assume you wanted to create a two-dimensional array like this. Tell me, dimensionality is 2. Rows, columns. Tell me, regular array or jagged array? Regular. Because all 3 rows have equal columns, which is 4 columns. 4 columns. Am I clear till here? Sir, how to create this, sir, in one line? Simple. Watch. Always start by putting flower brackets. First step. Next, if it is a two-dimensional array, rows are also there, columns are also there. Now you should tell Java how many rows. How many rows? 3 rows. How to tell, sir? Watch. Go inside. For every row, again put flower brackets. Row number 1, comma. Row number 2, comma. Row number 3. Don't put comma because that is the last row. Clear? And I am showing in a different color so that you can clearly see. Okay, sir. Next, rows is over. Now Java knows 3 rows. Sir, what about columns? Columns means directly pass data. Understood? And what is the data in the first row? 10, 20, 30, 40. That's it. Next row, 50, 60, 70, 80. Next row, 90, 100, 110, 120. That's clear? That is my first row. This is my second row. This is my third row. I think everybody understood. I'll give this a reference. Reference is compulsory. I'll call it as A. And A is nothing but a 2-dimensional array of integers. If you want proof that really this will happen, everybody should just try to observe what I'm showing you. I'll just go here now. Here, watch this. Everybody should see. First of all, I will go here and put one more bracket because I'm trying to create a 2-dimensional array. Now see, inside this, first row, comma, second row, comma, third row. Understood? Inside that I will just tell 10, 20, 30, 40. Here also I will give the same data so that it's just uniform. 10, 20, 30, 40. Here also I will give the same data. 10, 20, 30, 40. Clear? But this loop will not work for this array. This will only work for one dimension. So what I will do is, I will tell I, comma, j, and I will cut this line and create one more for loop for j. I will tell j starts from 0. J less than, what should I tell? A of I dot length. Very good. And one by one it should go j plus plus. I will paste the same thing here. I can't tell A of I. I should tell A of I j. And whenever the row changes, I will take the cursor to the next line. I have explained this many times. I can't repeat. Okay. Now if you see here, I will go here, compile this code, and if I execute this code, array is ready. Let me just split this into 2 lines. Clearly you can see there are 3 rows. Every row has 4 columns. That's it. Now some of you will be like, sir, what if I want this to be a jagged array? Every row has different columns. Very simple. Watch this. All you need to do, friends, is you need to go here now. Let me close this. What you need to now do is, assume this is the array you want to create. There are 3 rows. First row has 4 columns. Second row has 6 columns. Third row has 3 columns. Jagged array. That is the data. Okay? Observe carefully. Simple. Start by putting flower brackets. Then tell how many rows. How many rows? 3 rows. Row number 1, comma. Row number 2, comma. Row number 3. Like this. Clear till here? Columns means directly pass data. What is the data? 10, 20, 30, 40. Next, what is the data? 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. What is the next data? 100, 120, 130. That's it. If you change the number of data, automatically it will change the number of columns. It becomes select. Clear till here? I'll give this a reference. I'll call it as A. A is nothing but a 2-dimensional array of integers. Observe this. If I just go here now, and if in case I were to execute this, okay, tell me if you have really understood. See, I'll keep this as 4 only. Next, I will go here, add 50, add 60. Here I will go remove 40. So try to understand, first row has 4 columns, second row has 6 columns, third row has 3 columns. That's it. Clear? And if you have understood arrays, should I change this code? Works for regular, works for jagged. Now if I come here, and if in case I were to just clear the screen, compile it, no issues, execute it, got them. Okay? Fine. I think if you have understood this, then last thing remaining is 3-dimensional arrays. Let me see how many of you can help me create that. So you can observe, there are 2 blocks. Every block has 2 rows. Every row has 4 columns. I'll give this. Let us assume this is the data. First of all, how to start? Put flower brackets. Then sir, now you should tell Java how many blocks. How to tell blocks, sir? Simple. For first block, again put flower brackets, comma, second block. Clear till here? Blocks are ready. Now inside blocks, you should tell how many rows. First block, how many rows? 2 rows. Again put flower bracket, first row, comma, again put flower bracket, second row. I am changing color so that you can see. Clear? Tell me how many rows inside second block? 2 rows. Again, row number 1, comma, row number 2. I think you understand. Columns means directly pass values. What is the values in the first row? 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next, 9, 10, 11, 12. Next is 13 to 16. That's it. Over. Clear? Give this a reference. Call it as A. A is nothing but a 3-dimensional array of integers. Observe this. Will this work? Could be the question in your mind. You should help me with this. Okay friends, tell me what are the changes that I must be doing. First of all, I'll remove all this, okay. I'll remove all this. I'll put flower brackets. First is number of blocks. Block number 1, comma, block number 2. Next, inside first block, row number 1, comma, row number 2. Inside second block, row number 1, comma, row number 2. Now directly go and pass data. I'll say 10, 20, 30, 40. I'll just make it equal everywhere so that it's easy for me also to type. Here also equal data, here also equal data, here also equal data. Clear till here? Loop will not work. What are the changes? First of all, I should also introduce k. Next what I should do is, this line I will just cut it. Again I will put one more for loop inside j for k. K should start from 0. K less than, what should I tell? A of I j dot length. Very good. A of I j dot length. K plus plus. Inside this I will come and paste this. A of I j k I should tell. Clear? And please understand, whenever row is changing, cursor should go to the next line. Whenever block is changing, cursor should go to the next line. Same, okay. So if I do this now, and if in case I were to just go here, sorry, any mistake? K less than A of I j dot length. Sorry, where? Okay, 1 second. When I'm hearing so many voices, nothing is audible to me. One person, if you can say. We are okay. Sorry. I'll just go here and I will put one more bracket. Okay, correct. Very good. Any other issues are there in the code? No? Okay, fine. Now, if in case I were to go here, compile this code, no issues. Execute this code and see from here onwards, let us assume when I'm typing I make some mistake. Best way to find the mistake is what? Compile. Compiler only will point and tell this line, this is the mistake. Yes or no? Okay, fine. If in case I were to press enter, clearly you can see there are 2 blocks. Every block has 2 rows. Every row has 4 columns. Clear till here? Fine. Now try to understand, friends. If you have really understood, I think you should be able to help me how to make this jagged. Example, I want it like this. Assume I want it like this. Okay. Oh, okay. Leave it. Here I have not shown it. But friends, tell me, if I want to make this jagged, can you tell me what should I change? Very simple. See, first of all, jagged array means both blocks will not have equal rows. Correct or not? So what I will do is here, this is my first block. This is my first block. In my first block, I will go and add one more row. And I will tell 10, 20, 30, 40. So first block has 3 rows. Second block has 2 rows. Rows changed. Now every row should not have equal columns. So all I will do is, here I will go remove 1 piece of data. Here I will go and add one piece of data. Here I will go again, remove two pieces of data. This I'll keep it as the same. Columns also changed. Correct or not? So every block doesn't have equal rows. Every row doesn't have equal columns. That's it. And loop definitely doesn't have to change. If now I go compile it, no issues. If I execute it, you can see, let me just split it into two lines. You can clearly see two blocks. First block 3 rows, second block 2 rows, 3 columns, 4 columns, 5 columns, 2 columns, 4 columns. Checked. Clear till here? Now one thing as a student you should remember is, this approach will only work if you already know what is the data. You already know what is the data. Friends, do not come after class and ask me, sir, can I now go here and tell scan.nextInt, scan.nextInt, scan.nextInt and take data from the user? Not possible. Am I clear? If you want to take data from the user, you have to use the same approach which I have taught you, which is create scanner, write a loop, scan.nextInt, store. That is the only way. But you already have the data. You just want to store. You can make use of this. Clear till here? So I have shown you how to create and initialize an array in a single line for 1D, 2D, 3D regular giant. Okay? Great. I think this much clarity also everybody has got. Okay, sir. So now 99% of arrays everyone has understood. However, now what I want you to understand is, see, many people feel when you are creating an array, what can you store inside an array? Homogeneous data. When I say homogeneous data, people will immediately think integers, characters, float, double, boolean. In other words, you will only think of data types. But please understand, you can also create an array of objects. You can also create an array of objects, because please try to understand. Let us assume I want to store all the students sitting here inside this class. Again, student is also a type only, and everybody is of the same type. Yes or no? I want to store all the cars inside an array. Cars are also of the same type. I want to store all air conditioners inside an array. AC is also a type, but it's all same only. One student, one car, one AC I can't store, because student type is different, AC type is different, car type is different. Am I clear? Now, I am going to show you an example where I am going to create an array of 5 students. Clear? Every student inside is going to have 2 things. One is student is going to have a name, student is going to have a CGP. Clear? Try to see, this is very, very useful. You will be using it almost in most of your coding. Okay, see. First of all, I'll go here. I will create one class. I will call this class as student. Inside student class, string type name of the student. Next, float type CGP. Is this much clear to all of you? Now see what I will do. Observe carefully. Now I will come here and I am going to now create, let us assume 3 student objects, 3 students. How will you create, sir? Like this. New student. Give this a reference. I will call it as S1. S1 is going to be of type student. Clear? Now what I will do is, if I have to visually show it to you, like this, one brand new student object would have got created. Yes, this student object will have an address. I am assuming it to be 1001. Inside the student object, please understand, there is going to be now 2 instance variables. One is nothing but name of the student, inside which default value will be there. What is the default value? Null. I am not showing it. Also, there is going to be one more called as CGPA. What will be the default value of CGPA? 0.0. I am not showing it. Am I clear? Next, that address is taken and given to a reference called as S1. And inside S1, 1001 will be there. This is referring to this. Clear till here? Now, I want to give a name and CGPA. So what will you do, sir? Very simple. Next line, tell me how to change name. S1 dot name. Yes or no? I will go here and I will give a name, maybe Akash like this. Clear? S1 dot CGPA. I will give Akasham 7.3 F because it is float. Now 100% name is going to be Akash and CGPA is going to be 7.3. F will not be there, that is for you to tell float. Same thing, I want to now create two more student objects. Because you have understood this, I will just copy these 3 lines, paste it again, change this to S2, change this to S2, change this to S2. I will change this to some Bob like this. I will change this to some 6.5 F. Clear? Next, again I will copy the same 3 lines, paste it, change this to S3. I will tell S3 dot name, S3 dot CGPA. I will change this to something like, maybe Rakesh like this. I will now change this to maybe 7 or 8.4 F like this. Clear, friends? Clearly you can see how many student objects? 3 student objects. Same thing I want to represent here. I am copying this, pasting this 2 more times. Second student object, third student object. 100% this fellow is going to have a different address. I am assuming it to be 1002. This is going to have a different address. I am assuming it to be 1003. Certainly here also you will have a different address. Here also you will have a different address. Here you are going to have 1002. Here you are going to have 1003. Next, here you will not have name as Akash. What is the name we have given it as? Bob. And most certainly even this is going to change. CGPA is 6.5. That is what I have given. And here also name is Rakesh. And I have to also change the CGPA. So name is Rakesh. CGPA is what have I given? 8.4. I think everyone understood. 3 objects are ready. Now please try to understand. This is also homogeneous data only. People are not able to understand. Because what have I created? 3 student objects. All are students only. And whenever data is homogeneous and you have a large collection of data of the same type, you can always store it inside an array. Correct or not? Sir, how are you going to store these 3 students inside an array, sir? This is where everybody should give me 100% focus. Watch it. Now I will go here. I want to create an array. I will tell new. Next, if you want to store integers, you are telling int. Float means float, char means char, boolean, string you are telling. Now, what are you trying to store? Student objects. What are you storing? Students. Then please go and tell, I want to store students. If this is car, car. If this is AC, AC. Basically, whatever is the type, same thing is what you should tell. Clear? Okay. Sir, dimensionality, sir. 1 dimensional array, 1 pair of brackets. Tell me how many students are you storing? 3 students. Tell 3. That's it. Am I clear? Now if you do this, just to help you understand better, I will keep this one beside the other so that you can understand it a little more better. Okay, observe this. Let me just reduce the size also. So I have 3 student objects. Observe this. Now what I am going to do is, now when you tell new student of 3, Java is going to go and create one brand new array for you. new block of memory, which is also going to have an address. I am assuming the address to be some 2000. When you tell student, Java knows it should store students. When you put one pair of bracket, it will treat it as columns. Immediately it will go split this into 3 columns like this. Clear till here? 0th column, 1st column, 2nd column. Okay, sir. What will be the default value? Tell me, are you storing int, floor, char, boolean, or are you storing objects? What are you storing? Objects. Default value of objects is always and always null. Sir, but string is also null, no sir? Correct. Strings are also objects. Are you able to understand? Okay sir, null, null, null came. Then what sir? Now what I will do is, I will go here, give this a reference. I will call it as A. Tell me, think and answer. What should I tell in the left side? What is A? A one-dimensional array of what? Students. This is important. Clear till here? Now 100% this is only A, and inside A that 2000 will come and sit. I am not showing that. Okay. Now I want to take this student, store it here. This student, store it here. This student, store it here. Correct? How to do that, sir, you may ask. Watch it carefully. What I will do is, I will take this array, cut it. I will paste it in the beginning. First only I am creating my array. Clear? Now see what I will do. I have created the first student. Instead of giving it a reference S1, I will remove this part. And what will you do, sir? I will now take this address. Instead of storing it in S1, I will store it here. Here means what? A of 0. Understood? Sir, how will you do it, sir? Simple. A of 0. I will tell. If I do this, try to understand. This 1001 now is not inside S1. This 1001 now is going to come and get stored here like this. And now what is going to happen, sir? Now what is going to happen is A of 0 friends is now going to refer here. So when you tell A of 0, who are you referring to? First student. Are you able to understand? Now you cannot tell S1 dot name. Think and answer. What should you tell? A of 0 dot name. That is only the reference. You can't tell S1 dot CGPA. You should tell A of 0 dot CGPA. I think you understood. Correct or not? If you understood this, easily you should be able to tell me, what should I change here? A of 1. Correct or not? If you tell A of 1, then very, very simple. This is not going to refer here. Now what is going to happen is, this null is going to go, and this 1002 is going to come and sit here, which means this is now referring to this. I think you understood. Clear? Okay. Then what is going to happen, sir? Don't tell S2. Please make it as A of 1. Don't tell S2. Make it as A of 1. Same thing is what I am going to show here. I am going to make this as A of 2. Here also S3, replace it with A of 2. Here also S3, replace it with A of 2. Is this much clear to all of you? And the same change I am just going to show it to you here. Now this is not the reference, and this 1003 is going to come and sit here, which means now this is referring to this. I think everybody has got a picture of what an array of objects looks like. This is only called as an array of objects. Clear till here? Now what I want to do is, I want to run a for loop from first index till last index, and one by one I want to print the name, I want to print the CGP. Understood? How are you going to do this, sir? Very, very simple. Observe this carefully. I am going to go here now, and to help me loop, I am going to create one fellow called as I. So I will now tell int I. Tell me, if you have understood arrays, how should I write this loop? First, where should I start from? 0. Maximum till where should I go? A dot length, same concept only. A dot length will give me 3. I should go to less than 3, 2. One by one I will go I plus plus. Yes? Inside this, watch it carefully. I will now tell system.out.println. And inside this I will go. Now observe carefully. A of 0, basically I. A of I means I will reach here. How to go inside? A of I dot. Dot means you will go inside. Inside this there are two variables. Name is there, CGPA is there. I want to print name. Can you think an answer? What should I type here? A of I. This is like telling yes 1. Understood? How to go inside? Dot. What do you want to access? Name. I think you understood. So this is telling A of I, you will reach here. Dot, you will enter. Name, you will be printing Akash. Clear till here? Okay, sir. Similarly, if you have understood, tell me how to print CGPA. A of I dot CGPA. Then what will happen? I plus plus, I will move forward. Now when you tell A of I, A of 1, you will reach here. Dot name, what are you going to print? Bob. I think you understood. Yes or no? And hence, if in case I were to now just go here, compile and execute this program, all of you should give me 100% focus. Compilation, no issues. If I execute, Akash 7.3, Bob 6.5, Rakesh 8.4. Clear till here? I think all of you have understood how this works. Okay? If you want, even this part also, you can write it as a loop. Even this part also you can write it as a loop. I want you to go back home, create a for loop. Because if you notice, same thing is only repeating. New student, assigning it to a reference, giving it a name, giving it a CGP. Correct or not? Which means these 3 statements you can take, put it inside a for loop, and instead of Akash, from keyboard you take input. Instead of the 7.3, from keyboard you take input. Like that, when the loop executes 3 times, you should have created 3 objects, and you should have taken name from the keyboard, you should have taken CGPA from the keyboard. Because you can see, same statements are repeating again and again. Correct or not? I want everybody to go and check this out. But basically, I think through this example you have understood that yes, we can create an array of objects, provided the objects are of the same type. That is important. Because, let me see, is this possible or not possible? Please tell me. I will go here, create one class called as car. Inside car class, I will create name of the car. Inside car class, I will create cost of the car. Now, see what I will do. Here, instead of the third student, see, I will tell new car. And this, I am going to assign it to A of 2. Clear? Now, what type of an array is this? Student array. In student array, what are you trying to store? Car. Homogeneous or heterogeneous? Heterogeneous. This is not allowed, boss. If in case I were to just go to my command prompt, compile it, moment I compile it will tell incompatible. Same concept. Homogeneous, heterogeneous. Clear? I think there is really nothing else left for me to teach conceptually. Everything is covered. Okay? Now it is for you to practice. And n number of questions we will anyways give you to practice. Now, what I want you to do is, please go back home, type, practice. You only just create a scenario. Okay? Or, one more way is, see, whenever your brain is not able to think of examples, easiest way to generate examples is what, which I don't see even 1% of the students of TAP Academy use, which I feel very, very bad about is here, just go to our, one second, where am I? Right. If you just go to the Thai platform, go to Ask Thai, go to this learn concept. Just tell, give me an example to store an array of objects. Give me an example to store an array of objects. Now, definitely, it is going to create one example for you. Okay? So, one second. Sorry, I have to log out. One moment. Right. So here, if you just go here, create an example to help me understand storing array of objects. Now, for every person, oh sorry, sir, some problem, it is not generating response. Why is this? Okay, I have to just let me check here. Do you guys use Ask Thai once in a while at least? You've been getting responses? You've not been getting responses. From when? Forever or recently? Oh, is it? Okay. Then I'm sorry. Good, I tried. There is some bug. I will fix it. Okay. You mean hints? Huh. 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 In where LMS? Error it is showing when you're trying to log in. Then how are you logging in after that? What did you do? You will try after some time you're trying. Oh, is it? So, okay. I'll just note this down. I thought this is working without any issues. Just a minute. Is it only recently that you've been encountering it or? Okay, fine. So, whenever they are releasing some new feature, sometimes, these issues can happen. I will have a look at it, okay? Okay, no problem. I'll have a look at it. So, friends, basically what I'm asking you to do is, I'll just go back down. I'll see it'll be some minor fix. I will do it. Don't worry. When you go back home, just open that Ask Thai and say, create 5 examples for me to understand how to store arrays of objects inside an array. It will create a car example. It will create a student example. It will create some other example. Each person in this classroom can create their own unique example. Try to understand. If it is a textbook, there is one example. Same one example, every fellow reading the textbook will have. But those days are gone. Today when you have AI, you can easily generate a custom example for each of your needs. Hope you will understand. Let us assume I have written one piece of code in class. You want to create your own version of that code. Take that code, paste it in the Thai chat box and tell, can you create a similar example to the code which I have provided? Now it will create one more example similar to that. Now what will happen? Each of you have your own unique example which you can use in the interview. What will others do? Everybody is just going to be studying and by-hearting the same one example. Yes? Like this, in unique ways, please learn to use AI. Because a person who uses AI is going to go way ahead of others. Okay? Anyways, this one thing I will immediately go down and check it out. Any other bugs or something is there, please let me know. Okay? So one was your LMS login, another is this Ask Thai. Okay, I will get it done. Fine. Sorry? What is it? Not working. Not editable. What did you want to edit? Okay. So here friends, try to understand. Once you give education details, once your profile is verified, has your profile got verified? After verification, if you want to change some educational details, you can't change it. You must go down, meet the person, ask who is the, I want to change something in my education details. They'll introduce you to one person. They have to see what you're changing. Because please understand, you told your CGPA 6.5. We verified it is 6.5. Now you want to change it to 6.8. If I allow anybody to change it to whenever they want, then tomorrow anybody will go make 6.5 to 9.2, 9.2 to 8.5, yes or no? Then the point of verification is only gone. So if you want to change, please go down, speak to them, submit the proof that see here there is a mistake or increase, decrease, whatever you want. They will look at it and if they feel it is correct, they will change it. That is how it should be, yes or no? Can you go to the bank and change your bank balance if you want? You can't. That is how it is. I hope you will understand. Okay? Okay. So if this much is clear to all of you, that's it from my side today. Any other doubts you have, please come and meet me. No doubts, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay? Thank you so much.